Hello and welcome. I'm Vishnu Swami. I'm known as the Maverick Monk. If we haven't met before, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm called the Maverick Monk because a lot of people, when they go on the spiritual path, they say the world is bad, money's bad, relationships bad, and I say no. Real spiritual life is an integrated life where every part of our being, where our body, where our mind, where our spirit, where our soul is all completely aligned to help us advance spiritually. So I've been shooting some videos for a free course that I'm giving you on sixtruths.com, and my camera person asked me, why does yoga feel so good? Why is it that when we do yoga, it feels better than exercise? There's like a certain type of high. When you do yoga, there's this high, there's just like this peacefulness. I didn't do yoga just now, I don't know if you can tell, but there's like this peacefulness, there's this serenity, and there's this certain type of yoga high that we feel stronger when we do yoga than if you do any other type of exercise. If you do push-ups and sit-ups, it doesn't feel the same way. So why is it? What is that magic stuff in yoga that makes it feel so good? And the simple answer is chi, or prana, or energy. Basically, the 5,000-year-old wisdom of India teaches us that there are different kind of elements that create reality, and in the Six Truths course we go into this into a lot of detail. Basically, all of reality is composed of 8 different elements: earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. And there's one element which is the air element, and this is the prana element. And this is not just the air that we breathe, but there's this energy, there's this vital force which you might be familiar with if you're watching this, and it's basically like this subtle energy that vibrates through all things in life, and it vibrates through our body, and it vibrates through our being, and that's what brings us life. And what happens is when those energy, there's different channels, just like blood flows through our body, then there's these energy channels that flow through our body too. And when they're blocked, then that's what causes a disease, that's what causes pain, that's what causes suffering. Not all suffering, but it just causes like ailments inside the body. So for example, acupuncture, what it does is that the acupuncture doctor will find basically where the energy is blocked, in which energy channel, and they'll stick a needle to be able to open up that energy to flow in that channel, and they'll be able to fix different ailments inside the body. So what yoga does is there's different yoga asanas, they're called, or yoga practices, poses that stretch and they open different energy channels so that energy flows through your body in a natural state, so there's not blockages. And in doing that, it's other exercises don't open up the energy channels in the same way, then it's the energy is flowing, and then it kind of can bring us into this peaceful kind of balanced state. Now, there's so much we can talk about energy. There's huge sciences on it. There's like, there's energy healing, which you can believe in or not healing. There's acupuncture, which totally works, like clinically proven, you know, it works. Yoga, I mean, yoga is not a physical science. Yoga is an energetic science. And actually, yoga is a spiritual science. And at the end of this video, I'm going to explain about how does this exercise, which affects energy, which affects the spiritual, how is that all interconnected? How does that make sense anyway? Actually, let me explain that a little bit now. Basically, in the Six Truths course, I know I keep on talking about this course, that's because it's awesome and it's really good. It explains that there's the elements, like I explained, and there's the physical elements, and there's the subtle elements, and our process is to kind of move our consciousness to a subtle state of being, to a harder to understand, more subtle state of being, and that's where there's actually more power, more beauty. So what we do is with yoga exercise, you're doing a physical posture, whatever exercise, you're doing a physical posture to be able to move the subtle energy, this prana, this chi inside of the body, and then moving this prana and chi in the body can become a samatvam yoga uchyate, like described in Bhagavad Gita. They can become a steady place for the mind and for the emotions to be able to sit and be balanced on that. And then by doing that, you can do very high level yoga, which is meditation, is where you sit down and you're meditating your mind and your focus. This can be done easy when the energy is balanced, and the energy gets balanced by doing the physical. So the physical kind of supports the energy to be balanced, and then the energy balance supports the mind. But the reason why we want to support the mind is not only to enhance focus and to be most effective, which is really good. I do teach effectiveness, very important. But we want to focus our mind so that we can focus it on a divine spirit, so we can connect with the divine being, connect with God through a meditation, through a yoga, and then we kind of spiritualize our whole being. Then the energy gets spiritualized, and our body gets spiritualized, and all of our being comes completely spiritualized by connecting with a divine being in what we call Bhakti Yoga, which is the connection. Yoga means to link, to unite, which is connecting in love and devotion and connection and beauty. And that's actually the highest type of yoga. So what I'm saying is, by doing the stretches or whatever yoga positions you do, and you feel this high, this kind of a peacefulness and this balance in your body, that's nothing that does not compare to the spiritual high you get when you do high level yoga, which is in connecting in a loving relationship with the divine, which can help if your energies and your body is in balance. So if you want to learn more, I know I've mentioned it a little bit more than I normally mention in the videos, go to sixtruths.com and get a free course, and a lot of this will make a lot more sense and you'll be empowered in your life. And also, if you leave a comment below, I read all the comments and I answer some of them if time permits. Take care and rock on.